Search for Truth 2, Lesson 10, Chart 3, Destruction of Jerusalem. Roman armies besiege the holy city. The Jews often balked at Rome's tyrannical rulership. Of all the territory under Roman rule, Judea alone was the discontented, disloyal province. By their own interpretation of prophetic writings, the Jews believed that they were destined to conquer and govern the world. Having that confidence, they resisted submitting to the yoke of Roman rule. Several unsuccessful attempts were made to police the frequent Jewish uprisings. In the spring of AD 70, immediately after Passover, surrounding the city walls, the Romans cut off all food supplies and continued a perpetual siege against the city. On July 5th, the fortress of Antonia adjoining the temple area was stormed. 12 days later, the daily sacrifices ceased, after having been offered there almost continuously since the days of Solomon. Romans advanced until August 10th. The temple burst into flames. Romans took terrible vengeance on the Jews for their stubborn resistance. As many as 500 victims a day were nailed to crosses outside of the city. Josephus recalls that this massacre continued until there was no more wood for making crosses. His exact words were fulfilled by the plunder and the greed of the Roman garrison. Not one stone would be left upon another. Christ had foretold Matthew 2:28. Tradition indicates that the heat from the inferno melted the golden overlay of the temple, much of which seeped in between the unmortared joints of the massive stones. The soldiers' pay was primarily from their own plunder. Therefore, they desperately wanted that gold. While retrieving it, they pried the temple apart, stone by stone. The days of vengeance. Finally, the revolt ended on April 15th, 73 AD, when refugees in the garrison of Marcella, a rock fortress in the western shore of the Dead Sea, committed mass suicide rather than surrender. Thus, after existing 1,300 years, the Jewish state was abolished, not to be restored until the year 1948. In the fall of Jerusalem, few, if any, Christians perished. From Christ's warning, they escaped the doomed city, finding refuge at Pella in the Jordan Valley. See Mark 13:14. And shall be led away captive into all nations. Despite oppression, they prospered. They were both ridiculed and feared, robbed yet wealthy, massacred but not annihilated. The Jews have outlived the persecution of centuries and will continue to live to the end of time as the object of mingled contempt, admiration, and wonder of the world.